recording now. Okay. So your expertise is, I mean, you are well aware of SQL and PLSQL, right?
Right. I'm expertise in this.
Right. So now, let us go with it. I mean, see, generally, I'll try to compare it to PLSQL area and Java area because as you're familiar with the PLSQL, so you know how do you program in the PLSQL area, and let us start with
Right.
how do you program in the Java area. So in the
Okay.
PLSQL, let us consider that you have something called package, right? You have something called package in the PLSQL. So this is a place where you will be writing your code inside. When this is a place inside a package, you write a procedure or a function, right? So in a Java, that particular packaging structure we call it as class. In Java,
Right.
that particular packaging structure, what you write, that is called class. So, and one more thing in the Java, whenever you want to call a third-party library, we have to use import command. But this import is not applicable in your PLSQL, right? This import is not applicable in the PLSQL. So I can say it's not applicable.
Right.
Yes. And one more thing is when you want to write any package, let us say when you are creating any object, you always require a schema information, right? Generally, you have to log in with that specific user,
Schema.
and your object will be created
Right.
in that particular schema. But
Right.
in a Java environment, we don't have that particular schema information. But what we have is a command called package. There's a command called
So
package.
package is nothing but the path, right? Where
Directory
it.
structure.
Okay.
Directory structure in the Java. So a quite different case in the comparing to your PLSQL. Okay. And now, so in a package, what we generally have a procedure or a function, right? So, but in Java, we just have only a concept called method. We just have a concept called method, which is similar to your function, which is equivalent to the function. The procedure. So in a PLSQL package, so I'm just considering only PLSQL package directly because just to understand the name, understand one-to-one convention between the PLSQL and Java. So I'm just trying to tell you. Okay. So in a PLSQL package, generally what you write, you will be writing either procedure or a function, right? But in a Java class, what we write is we just write only method. It is called method, but it is similar to a function only. It is nothing but a function. When you say function, so what is the properties of a function is a function always returns a value, right? Always returns a value. The same concept here. The function or a method in a Java has to return a value also. Has to return a value. It may take
Okay.
parameters or not, but generally it has to return a value. It takes parameter or not, it has to return a value.
Okay.
Okay. And okay.
So usually so there is no, I mean, it is possible that I may create a method with no parameters, but
Right.
it returns something. Okay.
Yes, it returns a value, but in those cases, like in other case which you're saying, if a function does not return a value, it should have a void type. Nothing but like while mentioning the prototype of your method, you have to mention the data type as void. You have to
Oh,
mention,
okay.
yeah, it's kind
So
of like,
void says
uh,
no return.
yes, no return. That is it. And coming to the file extension in the general PLSQL, either will store it as PLSQL, PKS or PKB, whatever it is. But in the Java, it has to be always .java, the file extension. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
coming to compilation part, when you compile your PLSQL code, that will get generated to P code, but in a Java, it will get converted into .class.
Right.
Right?
So usually when we go into the any server and application, we really don't find the Java files, right? It's all
Right,
class
right,
files.
right. So
So
because
we also have to install any software to convert the class to Java? So no?
yes, you have some set of converters. Let us say if you want to convert the class into Java, there are some particular converters we have here, Jack.
Okay.
Jack is one of the two.
Okay. I mean, how do we do this? Do is it just for the reference what we are using, or is it something what we wanted to make modifications to those Java files?
No, that is a rare case. See, when you want to modify Oracle provided files, generally that is not a preferred one, right? We will not, if you say some class file is already available, nothing but you are saying about Oracle provided class files, right?
Yeah.
Because anyway, like custom class files also will be there, but what is the need of modifying custom class files? Because you already have a Java code for your custom code. Java code will not be available for Oracle provided code. For custom set of files, where you have a class file, you always have a referral Java program for that, right?
Right, right. Okay. So Sridhar, um, I mean, we are also covering the standards, what we usually follow in the OA framework
That is
development
okay.
projects, right?
Yes. Naming convention, you have to like while creating a page also
Standards.
you have to follow some standard naming convention. That is common, yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see that this varies from company to company, or it would be remain same
No,
across?
it is totally same. I'll tell you one example here. Generally, whenever you design any page or any component in the web framework, the first thing we have to follow is the client name is the common thing we have to follow, followed by Oracle.app, followed by any valid application top name. Any valid application top name. It can be a custom top name or it can be a serial top name, and followed by web UI. This is for the purpose of pages, regions, and controllers. So this is standard naming convention. Irrespective of the company, it has to be followed. Even if they don't follow, it's their problem. But generally, this is a Oracle preferred naming convention, and most of the time, even I have been working for the past, like 7 to 8 years, but we still follow the same thing because I work in multiple companies. Everywhere, I follow the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So coming to this one, like a compilation of PLSQL is called P code, and a compilation of Java is called DAX class. Right? And what is the tools we use it? Like maybe for developing PLSQL, you use as a SQL developer or maybe a Toad or different tools, whatever you have it. But here, the tools what we use it, like either like even you can just use a notepad also, or you can use developer IDE or maybe Eclipse IDE.
hmm So in our case, it is always JDeveloper ID, right?
Yes, we prefer that one also because again, like once you familiar with the Java, like that is a place where again you have to write our code, right? It is better to use the developer directly.
Okay.
Okay. So let me show you some simple examples. Then maybe again we can discuss on that. So I'll directly open my developer here. Okay. So by default it is showing some set of workspaces. But here, if you see this particular developer is not only for the OA purpose, it can be used for multiple frameworks. Like it depends upon the plugin which is installed with your developer. So generally in the market, if you see developer latest version, it is 12C, and the OA specific one, it is always developer 10G only, but with the appropriate patch numbers, subversion
Right.
numbers, and this particular developer, generally the developer editor overall, it can be 10G, 11G, or 12C. Mostly, Oracle supports creation of OAF pages. I mean, it depends upon the plugin generally. What I'm saying is, generally, developer editor is not only for the OAF, it can be for ADF, it can be SOA purpose, it can be for IDM purpose, or it can be web center purpose also. So there are a lot number of
Okay.
frameworks which can be done using developer, but they'll have an appropriate plugin. It's not by default developer 10G will work with this one. But what I'm saying is it depends on the plugin as well as version. As using developer, you can be familiar with other frameworks also later.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start
I
with this.
think somewhere I was working with an OSA, but when I had already a JDeveloper installed,
Mhm.
there wasn't a completely different
Ah,
link and model where they have asked me to download for the SOA. So
mhm.
there was like two icons, one for a OA framework and the other one for the SOA.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so that is why I'm saying that one is because when you try to create application, you just observe this, right click here and click on new application. So we can see multiple things here. New application, add to new application as well as new OA workspace. So there is a difference
Right.
between new OA workspace and new application here. When you click on new OA workspace, this is specially for the OA purpose. This is specially for the OA purpose only. And when you click on new application, this is nothing but any normal Java application. It can be normal J2W application, like a normal JSP or circuit kind of coding. But still, either you can
Okay.
use new OA workspace or you can use new application. Because like in your case, your particular what you say, it is not configured, right? The project property is not configured, so it will not allow you to create new OA workspace there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So for Oracle applications, OA framework, it's always have to be the
Yes,
space defined and then
you have to go with new
project.
OA workspace only for OA
Mhm.
specific one. If it's a normal Java application, either way you can go. Either you can create a new application or you can directly go with a new OA workspace also. Still it works.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I can go with a new application here. Okay, new application. So I just need to mention what is my application name. I can say like so Java app. This is my application name. See, one more thing is the hierarchy. In all these tools, you have some set of hierarchy. Like whenever you use any of the developer tool or maybe Eclipse or NetBeans tool, what we do is when you want to design any single program also, the general architecture of these particular tools will be like the first thing will be a kind of workspace or an application. Then some set of tools directly will have a project, and then you'll have the file like this. You have to create your file at this place. And you got third level. The first level will be workspace or maybe application. The next level will be a project, and the next level will be a file within a package. Inside a package, you have a file like this.
Now, okay.
Like this, you have it. The hierarchy. This hierarchy depends upon the tool which you use. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in this case, we are creating an application, right? So if you see code Java application, this is getting stored in this area, in the my work area. Okay. But anyway, this is not that much relevant now. But we can directly just, as you already set the environment variable, so by default it takes your environment variable. In my case, CSRI/OAM is my environment variable. Okay. In
Hmm.
this one, it is creating my work. It is creating a directory called my work, and then after that, it is creating something called application name. Okay.
Okay. So this icon comes up when you are creating a new workflow, then it comes up to a project, right? This is for the new application.
Correct. This is for the application. Yes. So
Okay.
this is a normal core Java application, not even our OAF software. I think better,
Okay.
yeah. If you see, don't get confused with the Oracle application as well. I mean the normal application as well as OA workspace. So there are
Yeah, yeah.
both are different. But yeah.
I got this point. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So Java application. Just click OK here now. Right now it is asking what is the project name. Correct.
Hmm.
So Java project. So now you just click OK. And one more thing for observation purpose, make a note of this now. So now it's created in the my work area. I created Java application, and then it created this particular project also, right? Java project. And if you see the file
Okay.
extension of the workspace, the file extension of the workspace is JWS, and the file extension of the project is JPR.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah.
in generally a normal core Java applications, they're calling it as application, and it is having file extension JWS, and this project is having file extension called JPR. And in OAF also, generally first we have to do is new OA workspace rather than having an option to create application. We have to create workspace, then project, then package. Same hierarchy.
All
Okay. Yeah. So let's start with a simple example now. So in the core Java project, what I will do is right click on the project here, right click on the project here, click on new,
okay. Now I'm able to hear.
yes, click on new application, and here you have to click on Java class. You have to click on Java class. So here, this is a place where we are creating our program now. Just click on OK now, and here it is asking what is the name of your class. What is the name of your class? I'll say my class name is Hello World, and what is the package structure you want to follow. So see here, it is asking me to provide what is the package structure. So what I can do is, let us say, except Java and my program, some particular structure. So as of now, for this core Java, maybe you can also again follow some particular package structure. Nothing but generally company name followed by like your appropriate module, sub-module functionality. That way you can follow it.
Right. I mean, usually, say for example, if I wanted to migrate this Java class to some server,
Mm.
so I would expect that like I should be aware of what is the custom part where the team is maintaining all the custom files, right?
Right. Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Okay. So what is package and what is the extended
Yeah. I'm coming there.
difference?
I'm coming there. See, now, hello world is my program name. Hello world is my program name. The class name is nothing but my program name here. Because
Okay.
in a Java, when you want to write any code, the top level component is always class. The class name has to match with your Java program name also. The file name, I say, the file name. Okay.
Okay.
Coming to the package is nothing but the directory structure where you want to store your file. It's a directory structure where you want to store your file. That is called Java package.
In your local machine, you're
Right.
talking about,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Okay.
When we create so now in this particular Java project again it will create one more directory structure. In this particular directory structure it will create this file.
Okay. Got your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So coming to the extents. So coming to the extents, what exactly this extents is? This is particular topic related to OOPS concept. It's called inheritance. It's called inheritance.
Hmm.
So what are you trying to do when you're trying to create any of the Java class or maybe any program? If you want to extend some properties of your parent class, then you have to mention what's the parent class here. When you want to inherit some set of functionalities of parent class, you generally perform this kind of inheritance. Let us say you have a version 1 program and you want to design your version 2 program but without modifying the version 1 program. What I will do is I will create a new version 2 program which is extending my version 1 program. And people who are familiar with the version 1, they can call version 2 version 1. But people who want to call the latest version, they can call version 2, which will have the functionalities of version 1 plus add a new functionality.
Okay. Maybe I'm not really completely clear related to this one, but what I understand is you define the class file name within a class name, and then the local directory, what you wanted to create the structure, you wanted to put that as in a package. But extension is
Okay,
something
wait for
like
some time. Yeah, you wait for some time. I'll tell you.
okay,
Yeah, as of now, ignore this extension property here. Okay, and we have some set
okay,
of optional attributes here. We have some set of optional attributes here. Okay, so what we require is we require a main method. The remaining things also I can as of now better ignore because we let us see some sample. Then we can again get into this program. Okay. So
okay, okay,
in the optional attributes I mentioned all these things. I select all these things. Okay. Just click on OK now. So this will generate by default coding. Can you see? By default it generates some code for us. And if you see the location of this one, can you see? It shows in a project there's a folder it created called SRC, nothing but source. In that, based on our package structure, it created a file. Based on our package structure, it created a new file here. Can you see? SRC, XX Java, my project, my program. Then it created a file. Correct? Let me enable the file extension also. Can you see? So now, based on my package structure, it is getting saved at this location. Inside the project, inside the SRC folder, then it created the program. Okay?
right.
So that is how the package structure is important. Based on in which location you want to create a program, that is what you have to write here. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So, Sridhar, like, uh, just give me 1 minute.
yeah.
Hello.
So in this one, if you observe, like package, you are clear, right? What do you mean by package? Let me increase the font also. Hello, Sunny?
Yeah, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. So package structure, now you're clear, right? What is the package structure mean? Package means.
R- Right. Package structure name, we usually maintain whatever we have it on the server location because the same thing would go to the server part when we are migrating.
See,
And this
yeah.
is the how it would eventually save
Hmm.
in the same structure in your local machine too. But just in case if there is any difference in the package structure from your local machine to the server, then the two things we will have to change is once we move, and we also need to change something into the package class file, Java file, right?
See, not like, I'll tell you one thing. See, when you generally do a programming, you may modify the existing one or maybe create a new one, right? Overall the new one. So it depends on the fact. One thing when you create a file with appropriate package structure, it doesn't mean that the same package structure should be available in your server. Because overall it can be new package, right? It can be new package also. So when you move the file
Hmm.
to the server, yes, we can have a new package also. It doesn't mean that that should be already available in the server.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually, say for example, in Oracle applications,
Yeah, that is
when
different.
we
Your report form, that is totally different one. But in a Java, it is not like that. In a report
okay,
or a
so
form,
the four new complete folders, whatever the package structure, that can be completely newly can be created,
right,
right, in this.
can be changed. Because in the
Okay,
forms and report, that is a totally different story. Because when you design a report, let us say, when you design a report, that should be available in appropriate application top. When you say application top, one more thing again. Again, it can be a custom top also, right? If it is a custom top, you have to create a custom top folder there.
right, right.
But
In
in a,
custom applications,
yeah,
form folders we do.
yeah, but in a Java, let us say now I mentioned Excel Java. It doesn't mean this Excel Java should be available in server. Simply I can move my class file with appropriate package structure. I'll show you
Okay,
anyway. Give me some time, I'll show you.
all right. Yeah.
Now our coding is done, and if you observe here, what is the way the execution starts? And one more thing is the execution methodology in the normal PLSQL, you don't have any execution methodology. Based on the invocation, let us say, so what is starting point of execution of PLSQL? You don't have any starting point, right? Not applicable here.
Whatever the package or procedure, whatever you call that.
Yes. What I'm saying is when you, first of all, we cannot call a PLSQL package directly. You have to mention package name dot procedure or a function name explicitly, right? You have to mention
Right, right.
package name dot method name, I mean the procedure name or function name explicitly. But in a Java, even if a Java program is having lot number of methods, it just simply execute your Java class automatically. It just calls the main method. The starting point is always a main method only.
Oh, okay.
That's one more difference here.
So when you call the main method, so it always going to call the main method, and there is a if there is any subclasses or the sub methods that has to be called inside the main method, right? I mean, it's not possible to call me from a class to directly a sub method,
Right.
not the main.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that is fine. Okay.
So the bottom line is like I may have in a package or I may have in a certain procedures in my package which I'm not at all using.
Mhm.
But in Java you cannot really do that, or if at all you are not calling into the main procedure, the sub methods, it is completely useless because it will never be able to execute.
Obvious. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the compilation and execution again, like it's a normal two-step process. In a normal PLSQL also, first you have to compile, then only you can execute, right? If it's a normal
Mhm.
procedure or function. But in the Java also same technology. First thing is you have to compile and then you have to execute. And here, as we are running the program from the JDeveloper, so here directly you can just click on run. When you click on run, what will happen is it will perform compilation, then execution also by default. It will perform compilation as well as execution by default.
Okay.
Are you getting? So what I'm saying is
Okay.
this particular class, so Java code first it has to get converted into Java class. Then only that particular
Mhm.
Java class we have to execute. So normally what we do is if you don't use JDeveloper, what is the way we generally do is compilation. You have to mention Java C followed by your program name, something like hello world.java. And once it performs this one, it will generate a program called hello world.class. And after that, we have to call Java runtime environment Java, and then you have to mention your class name and without any file extension.
Right. So when you say at the Dev developer, when you click on a make, it actually going to create the class file for that,
Right.
right?
So in a normal JDeveloper environment, we have something called a main as well as build, right? Main as well as build. So we have two things.
Mhm.
Both for both of them, the purpose is same. For both of them, the purpose is same. It's for compilation only.
Okay. Okay.
So
Got
the
your point.
difference between make and build is generally the make will recompile only new files. It will recompile only the files which are changed from the last version of the compilation. Recompile only change the files I can do, easier to understand way. But here will everything. Compiles all the files irrespective of their last compilation time. Now, in our case, it is a single program, so you will not find much difference. But let us say when you are trying to build a complex Java program which is linked to multiple set of Java classes or Java programs, so in those kind of scenarios, you face the difference between the main as well as
Okay.
so now in our case, the JDeveloper run will perform compilation as well as execution also. In our case, let us say instead of clicking on run, let me click on make. Let me click on make now. And also observe it will generate a class file. So where it is getting generated. So from here you will not find anything here because it's a graphical tool, right? So all the class files will be available in this place itself. In your project folder, can you see classes? Initially there was no classes folder, but now we generate a classes folder. In the classes folder,
Okay.
with the same package structure, it will have a class file. With the same package structure, it will have a class file. It is Java, my program, and then class file.
Okay. So if we make some modifications, so this would be again the same location which would overwrite, right?
Obvious. Now let us say, assume that I remove it or rename it. Okay, I'm renaming it now. So
Mm.
when I right click here and click on make again, it has to regenerate. Observe here. It will regenerate.
Right.
It is not doing right. Let us say the make is not working right. Make is not working. Try rebuild. Can you see now?
Yeah, yeah.
Why make is not working? So make was assuming why make was assuming that you have not changed any of the Java program, and even if you compare, I will not regenerate the file. So that is why it was saying here
Oh, okay.
the make recompile only changes files. Recompile only changes files. If it is not changed, I will not generate the file. If it is not changed, I will not generate the file.
Okay. So it's always the safer bet
Re-
clicking on the rebuild.
Rebuild is always good one. Okay. Now the next step is execution. When you let us say right click here and just click on run. Of course, it will not show any code because we have not written any statement at all, right? So if you have some information in the output, what I will do is in the main method. In the main method, I will write a normal SOP statement, system.out println statement. So this will be a DBMS output.
DBMS output. Okay. So if I just try understanding the first line, you are defining some variable and you are assigning that to a class. This hello world is in a variable.
1 minute. Let me remove all these things. It's not required. Okay. Now, yeah. Now you start your understanding.
Okay. Class,
Yeah.
hello world, and
Right. And this one is
directories.
yeah.
It's Java class. Yeah.
Okay. Hello world dot Java and this is hello world. And if let us say if I just give hello world one, see here, see the compilation error. It's not compiled. Can you see? It shows red color line now. It shows
Right.
red color
Okay.
line. It's not compiled at all.
Okay.
And this is the method name. That is why it is a void.
Right. Right. Okay.
It's void.
So if I don't give the void, what would be the type of things which it would return?
It can be normal your data type. It can be integer, string, float, long. It can be anything. List.
Okay. So the always it would be something starts with main, right? Main.
No, what I'm saying is the execution starts from main. The execution always, let us say if you have some more methods in the same program, when you run it, by default only method main will be called. It will not call any other method at all.
Oh, okay, okay.
That is it.
So yeah, yeah. So I was just trying to understand. So main is the mandatory thing you would always find in the class.
No, not correct. Why?
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'll tell you other reason also. For that one, let me create another program to just tell you why it is not required to have main in every Java program because I just want to show you the programmatical way because basically it's not understand. Better to go with the programmatical way. What I will do is now I'll create a new program, nothing but I can just call it as second Java. Click on new. Yeah, I'm performing right click on the package structure here. Click on new. Click on Java class. Correct? And automatically shows the package structure for me. So I need not really re-enter this information. And this I will see my program name is second Java. Okay. And I don't want main method now. I don't want main method now. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'll generate this one. Now in this program, what I will do is let us say I'll write one more method here, public string greet me string name. Okay. And what I'm trying to do is, so if you see here, this is my return data type of this particular function. This is a return data type of this particular function. So I'm expecting a return message like this return, or maybe you can have it variable also. Is equal to okay, and now I'll just return this message now. Okay, so my return message is this value. My return message is this value. I can say return message is here. Now here I don't have main method, but compilation I can do without any errors. You can see here. Compilation, right click here and click on main. So zero errors, right? Successful compilation, zero errors, zero warnings here. And you can also see the compile file. In the class folder, can you see second Java.class? We generated that file also. But if you try to run it, it will not work. If you try to run it, it will not work. It says that main method is not there. Cannot be started as an application because the class second Java does not have a main method.
then what is the use like if we?
I'll get it. So what is the use of this thing is generally in a normal bigger application, what will happen is the starting point of your program is only one thing, but the later on the remaining components will be built by multiple developers. See, when you write a procedure or a function, sometimes what you do, you'll have a main procedure. Inside a main procedure, you try to call some other procedure, right? Inside a main procedure, you call some other procedure. What is the need of writing? Calling other procedures? It can be readability purpose, or it can be complex logic purpose, where you want to divide your
So
program into some set of modules.
okay, so this is kind of an uh, the other we can call it in the main procedure. This
Right.
procedure can be called in the main
Right.
procedure.
Yes.
So if at all I have to call Sridhar, like then it would be in the main procedure. I will go and give us import this part
Right.
and
Right.
second
Right.
Java
Right.
dot
Mm.
and greet me,
Right.
and then I'll pass the parameter. Right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay. Can we do that in the hello world? The
No, no.
first.
That is what I want to show you. So now,
Okay, okay.
if you consider, let us say, assume this is a PLSQL package. Let us say if it's a PLSQL package, then if you want to call this method, what you mentioned, your package name dot and method name.
Mhm.
But in a
Yeah.
Java, even though if you know the class name as well as even though if you know the method name, you cannot call like this. What I'm saying is, you cannot
You
just
have to
simply
include.
call like this. Second Java dot greet me is not a valid one. It is not a valid one here. So what you have to
Right.
do is,
Until and unless you
yes,
import, right?
no, no, not only import, until unless you have an object for it. You have to create an object for it.
Oh, okay.
Second Java is my class name, and then I can say second J object is my object name, and I have to allocate memory for this one. Second Java like this, and then now I can just call a method here. Give me. So now, so this has to return some return message, right? So next return message. Now we can print the value. And here if you observe what I'm trying to tell you is, now second Java is another Java class. Second Java is another Java class. Okay. And we know which method we want to call it. But what I'm saying is when you want to call a method which is available in another Java class, always you have to create an object for it. So what is an object? Object is nothing but here in this case the syntax is if you observe, the first thing is a class name, followed by object name, and is equal to followed by new class name. What we are doing is here, Java is so much memory constraint, a more memory constraint program. It will never waste any memory at all. That is the reason what it says is if you want to call any of the methods which is available under the program, you just need to allocate memory for it. So the allocation of memory is done by using creation of an object, and then only you can call that particular method here. So that is why I'm treating a method call, I'm treating an object for here. This object name is second object, and here I mentioned the syntax new, and I mentioned my class name, the same class name itself, the same class name itself. After that, after that you just call the appropriate method which is available in your class. Using the object you have to call it. Using the object only you have to call it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah, got your point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this case, we are not really importing the path because it's in the same package file,
Correct.
which is
That is correct.
okay.
Yes. And like one more thing, let us say if you want to change the path of this particular program, it's not that much easy. Let us say if you directly try to change the package, let us say new path. Here, it will not work. Try to compare some warning it came right, does not match source file. It says
Mhm.
that the package name
So
new path does not match the source
this,
file. Yeah. So what
so
we have
just
to
in
do?
case if somebody wanted to change the path,
Yeah, I'm
and then
coming
they
there.
have to
I'm coming there.
create the
So
new thing and copy the code there, right?
no, no. That is anyway we have the option, but generally you see that is a like a manual operation, right? But here the easier approach is that you just need to right click here. So I think you have option for refactor. Can you see refactor?
Right, right, right.
And you just move it. Just click on move it. Now what I want is I want to move into I want to move this particular program into some other directory structure. So what I will do, access my program, and then I want to create my submodule here, my new path. I want to mention my new path here. Okay, I'm moving my program into another path now. Just click OK. It will move it. That's it. Can you see?
Mhm.
So never rename the package or
But
class and directory. In the I mean,
but
yeah.
just in case while doing that, now hello page is already calling this one, and that path doesn't exist here. So this should fail, right? Oh, okay. It automatically imports this one?
It automatically changes that program also there.
Oh, okay, okay.
That is
All right. Yeah.
okay. So now we imported that program, then only it is able to call it. If you don't, let us say one more thing also I'll show you. Let us say you don't know where is the path of it. Can you see? Automatically it asks me to import that particular package path for you. The blue color line this one right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes what may happen is normally we just know what is the API name. We doesn't know what is the import package name of that one. Then when you do normal OS programming, we will be knowing what is the class and we don't know what is the path name of it. It's very difficult to remember all those things. But what is the basic thing you have to remember is you just need to remember only class name. That is enough. You just need to remember only class
Okay.
name. Because anyway
So
the
you,
developer automatically gives you import for you.
so if we know the class name, when I type the class name and when I go and put the cursor at the in front, then will prompt this input thing, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay. So just press Alt Enter. That's it. Alt Enter and it is asking like what is the location here. So better now why it is showing two locations. Why it is showing two locations. So it is showing
Because it has to cursor.
yeah. So sometime back we created one more thing also, right? That is why it's showing the other one also. But anyway,
Right,
we have
right.
to go with my new path. We have to go with my new path and now try to compare. I run it. Correct.
Okay. Great.
And let's see. And here I'll show you one more thing now. If you observe, okay. So when you try to run this program, when you try to run this Hello World Java program, here this one and you just run it here, click on run. So here the first thing what it is doing, it is calling this one also, right? I am in the constructor limiter. So from where it is getting called? From here.
Mhm.
Generally why you require to construct this, that is the reason. It will allocate a memory for your object. So this is by default that is called. And what do you mean by constructor? Constructor is nothing but if the class name is your class name is same as the method name, it is called constructor. In this one, in the second Java program, if you observe, the class name as well as method name both are same. The class name and method name both are same. That is what is called constructor. This is a special method in the Java.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, and yeah, we can also have a global variable. Let us say I'll declare I feature some formula value, some value here. Formula value is equal to 1, something like this. I have a formula value in this program that is called this is called 150. The value is 150. Okay. Now, can we access this particular formula value in another program? Yes, we can access. So what is the way? So everything you can add, everything can be accessed only through the object. Right? So formula value is equal to. So place is nothing but concatenation. Here place is symbol is nothing but concatenation. And what I can do? What is an object name? See here. I need not rewrite everything.
Second
Yeah.
object dot
Yeah.
variable name.
Correct. So one more thing is you need not retype everything. Just type SEC and press Control Space Bar. That's it. It will show all the information for you. So you can just select the appropriate one.
Oh, okay. What is the key that you're calling?
Control
Control?
Space Bar. Control Space Bar.
Control space bar. Okay.
So it shows second object for you and mention again you dot again mention Control Space Bar. Control Space Bar. Just type it. What is the thing? Formula value, right? It's not showing. 1 minute. Just compile this one. Compile. Or maybe Acha, that's a video. No, this is belongs to other one. Okay. Second object, right? Dot 1 minute. Let me compile that program. Let us compile this program first. Make a
My
people.
path.
Yeah.
We got two different paths, so not
No, this
sure if
is
we are.
no, this is my new path only. My new path only. So it is importing my new path only. So now here, okay. So it's still not showing, right? Okay. What you do is let us say make it as public. Okay. Type it here and again we will. Okay. Now can you see?
Mhm. Yeah.
So the reason
So
is
it makes.
yes, public. If you make a public, then only that particular value can be called, that particular method or maybe attribute can be called from other calling environment.
Got your point. If I just compare with the PLSQL, it's something like you, until and unless you give us some variable at the package specifications that cannot be used outside the package.
Hmm. Right.
Okay.
The formula value is 1.
Okay.
Okay. And okay. Now one more thing, like let us get into some more code programming now. What I will do is I'll just close this hello world, this all stuff. And what I will do is I'll create one more program, some utilities program. What I will say is I'll just say that I'll just create in my new path. I'll create in my new path and pick one new Java class and let's say matrices. My program name is matrices. Okay. So I'll just click on OK here. Okay. Now in the matrices, what I want to do is I just want to do some multiplication or whatever simple one. And in A comma in B, I'll say return A plus B. Very simple one, right? And now this program, I'll just try to call this program from another program again. So what I will do, so in this my program package, Java class, let's say new Java class again. Invoke math. Okay. I'll say invoke math skills and generate main method also. Click on OK. So in the invoke math skills, what I will do is I'll just call my math skills program. That was the same thing what we have done earlier just now, right? as a
Max
material.
equals.
When you try to invoke, it's not showing, right? The reason is it is not available as of now. Just compile it, then only it will be available. Compile it first, right click here and click on rebuild. Okay. Now again type it. Okay. So what you do is just type it here. Now it will ask you what is the input for it. Why? Because by default, if something is not available in the same program, even the control spacebar will not show any information. Just type,
Mhm.
just type the total class name. Until unless you type the total class name, it is very difficult to import it. That is why what we have to remember is just remember only the class name. That is enough. Press Alt Enter and object is equal to now your control spacebar will work. And after this, let us say what is the program? Yeah, integer it is written in, right? So I'll say int is equal to add object dot addition.
I think here we don't require a semicolon for each.
No, no, that is
That's okay.
that's a common. Yeah, it should be. Every statement should end with semicolon. And here the assignment operator is quite different here. This is equal here, but in the PLSQL it is comparison operator, right?
Right. It would be colon equal to would be the assign operator.
Right, right. So these are some set of different syntax we come across here.
Right.
Okay. Now here why Acha? I'll tell you anyway. Just run it. So it is perfect. It's a very simple sample. But now let us say this existing mathematical program here, like the business comes into picture and say, like the existing mathematical program is not enough. So I don't want to disturb this one because there are some set of programs which are already using this one, but I don't want to disturb this one. But I just want to create a new version of mathematics. I just want a new version of the mathematics. So then what I will do is, so as this should not be disturbed because lot number of people are already utilizing the same thing. So we don't want to disturb this one. So then what I will do is, I will create a new program now. Click on new mathematics, mathematics version 2, mathematics version 2. So we are thinking about extension, right? Extends property. Now I'll show you what is extend property. So here what I will do is, now I want to create a new version of mathematics. My program name is mathematics v2. And here the extend property, I'll just click on browse. I'll just click on browse and I will select my latest, the existing mathematics program. Exit java dot my program dot, can you see? Exit java my program dot my new path. Type total stuff. My new path. Then only it will show. Can you see? Mathematics.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So from where it is getting all these classes? It is getting all the classes from the classes folder. Here, classes folder.
Okay. Yeah.
Now here just select mathematics and now just click on OK. Now what will happen? It shows extend property here. It is extending mathematics. Now see here.
Mm-hmm.
What
Okay.
I will do is I'll write the same method. I will write the same method here. The math program which I have done here. I'll just copy paste the same method. But let us say, as per my new logic, it should not be a plus b, but it should be plus 10 also. As per my new logic, let us say addition. What I want to do, I want to give some extra 10 for every
Right.
addition. Now,
Okay.
now let us say just rebuild this one. Just rebuild this one. Okay. And now in this program, in our invoke methods, what I will do? Okay, this method is the existing one. Okay, leave this like this, same thing. Now I'll just create the same stuff here, but here I'll just mention mathematics with it. I'll mention mathematics with it.
We should.
Okay, fine. Now run the program. Now it is one thing is showing 30, other thing is showing 40. It's a perfect result, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a plus 10. Okay. Now observe one more thing. Observe one more thing. Let us say in the existing methods, I'll create one more program. In the existing methods, old program only. Public integer multiply a comma b Is that A into B? So my question now is, from this particular math which is V2, can I call multiply program or not?
Until and unless you put it something on the extension,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
not sure, but
Yes.
yeah, maybe after compiling it should be visible.
Okay. Let us say now I'll compile this one. Make, compile or rebuild also. Rebuild, compile, done. So my question is, from the invoke mathematics program, from this math object V2, can I call the mathematics latest method or not? See, from this.
I think that should also be there in Max V2
Okay.
class Java file.
Okay. See, now let us say from the math object now int multiply result is equal to math object. Let us say 2 comma 3. So this works perfectly, right? This should work perfectly. Generally.
Right.
This is a perfect one. So my question now is, let us say multiply result v2. Now I want to call my math object v2, not the v1. I want to call my math object v2, but still I can call the multiply method also.
Okay, because it is already extended.
Right,
So
right.
you can call whatever you have it on the original Max utilities package. Apart from that, you could also
Right,
develop some new methods
right,
in the extension.
right.
Okay.
So nothing but it's kind of normal inheritance. Like a child can inherit his parent wealth every time, but the parent cannot inherit the child's wealth. Quite opposite, right?
Okay.
It follows the normal thing, normal general social thing what we follow. Okay. So I can just type SOP and control enter. So it just fill up the remaining parts. So there are many shortcuts here, like even for loop also. Let us say for and control enter automatically to build a for loop for us like this.
Okay.
So there are some set of shortcuts which are available in JavaScript. So we can just you can use them.
So control alter would get all alternate methods, and control enter will get the full form of the whole.
Right.
Yeah, you should get used to of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Correct. 3 to 3 and 2 to 3 and the other one is 10 to 28. Right. So this is how like this extension property will work out. So
Okay.
that's the extension is all about. Extension. So generally it is called inheritance. It's called inheritance. It's a part of OOPS concept.
Okay. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I could correlate these all things with normal the C language which I have learned.
Yeah, it's almost yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Sridhar, is there anything for today? Anything more for today? Or
No, no. We're almost done here. Like, it's enough for today.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think whatever the topics you are covering, that doesn't require the connection issues what we have. So I can practice these things like
Right. It does not
whenever.
require. Yes, it does not require any
Yeah.
connection.
So is it going to be the same for tomorrow and day after, or the next two sessions?
Not much. Maybe like a few more I will cover up in the next session, and then we can start up the Java. I mean, start up our OA. Not two sessions.
Okay.
It will not require two sessions. See, it depends upon the understanding, right? If you generally, I mean, if you don't understand much, then like have to stress more. But if you understand this area, then like what is the more thing which I can show in the Java area is like as of now we have dealt with only simple objects, right? We have dealt with the simple objects, and the next thing what I can show you is like kind of like different data types. As of now, we have just dealt with only integer and string. But like I can show you something called arrays, right? Arrays concept.
Mhm.
Arrays, and maybe I just, and then maybe like I can show you the, I mean, see the normal conditional logic like a for loop. This is only a syntax will change. A for loop or a while loop or if condition. Only your syntax will change. More or less the remaining programmatical concept which you are already aware, that's more or less the same. Only thing is the data type declaration, the object, the class, and that is where the problem is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, the exception or something should be covered.
No, that anyway, like while doing our OAF itself, we know like we have a lot number of exception types. There itself is for us.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, yeah. So tomorrow we would have the session at 6 to 7, or how you where you wanted to take this?
Yeah, we can have it.
6 to 7, right? Okay. So yeah, I'll be there sharp, like quarter to 6 o'clock. He'll be there. So if you can just drop the meeting request, then I would ensure that I would be there before 6 o'clock.
Yeah, sure. It will be the same
Yeah.
meeting. So it will be the same meeting only from now on. Also. Yeah.
Oh, so only the same URL would work, right? Okay.
The same URL. Same URL.
Okay. All right. I'll be there by 6 o'clock tomorrow. So I would be transferring that 5,000 by post lunch. I think I've added like